Hello everyone, thanks for joining me for another Tarkir Dragonstorm Play Booster box opening. I don't tend to make a habit of opening multiple boxes in one set, but I'm a really big fan of this one, so I'm going for it, and who knows, maybe I will start making a habit out of it for YouTube. In terms of this set, seems to be pretty much a home run from Wizards of the Coast point of view. Financially, I think the fan reception of the set is also extremely positive. From this fan, particularly positive. Lots and lots to like about the set. The lore, the fact that there's dragons in it, returning to a beloved set, really positive. From me personally, whether or not I enjoy a set is based on whether or not I think that the set is powerful, that the rares are playable, commons and uncommons have some value in them. I'm particularly happy with the fact that there's lots of redundancy, lots of interesting, unique takes on things that have been there before. Also, this one I realize all of the boosters all have the same Narset art, which is kind of strange. But things like Encroaching Dragonstorm being something similar to Migration Path, similar to other 4 mana, search a library for 2 lands and put them into play, tapped. That's interesting. Not exactly going to be going into all of my decks, but some decks will really enjoy having that kind of uncommon in it. So, pretty happy to just have more copies of that. And lots of rares and even uncommons that have some power and some home to find in a niche deck. Yeah, overall that makes me really happy to open more of this set and just have more of these pieces in my collection. But yeah, really interested to know what your guys' perspectives are on this set as well. Are you enjoying it as much as I am? HQ Dragonclaw, a card that I'm pretty happy to open even though it's not particularly valuable, and Perennation, a really interesting card and something that I hopefully will find a home for at some point. But HQ Dragonclaw was one of the cards that I was hoping to maybe build a deck around, so really happy to open it. Ooh. We've heckin' done it. Really nice. One of the cards that I was obviously chasing. I think everyone's chasing it at this point. So powerful. It's going to go into lots of different decks, but for me, when I open colorless cards that have just general good use, I don't tend to put it into all of my decks or anything. I save it for Kozilek, the Great Distortion, my deck where I put all of my colorless cards that are kind of misfit because they're too generally applicable. Though to be fair, this Ugin does tend to function better in a colorless deck because obviously you're exiling things when you cast colorless spells, so very happily going into Kozilek. Sunset Strike Master, an interesting design space being explored by Wizards of the Coast, where they're printing kind of bad mana dorks into red. Obviously something that falls into more of a green color identity. Rainveil, ooh, Dracogenesis, special border, very nice. The card that I'm more interested to talk about is Rainveil Rejuvenator, a card that for 3 and a green, it's a mana dork which taps for green equal to its power. I like just having more cards like that. Since I've been building more budget decks recently, it really pays to have a big reserve of cards like that, where I can just put redundant cheap pieces into decks, even if they do cost a little bit extra. Again, another card that's just kind of generally good. a lot of rares in this set I don't think will command a super high price. I think that's going to be Voice of Victory. In the long run, probably is going to be the main valuable card in main valuable rare in the set. Maybe Mistrise Village. Maybe that 2 mana red artifact that produces Prowess Monks. So hopefully that will mean that the rest of the rares in the set remain relatively budget. I'll be pretty happy with that. There it is again, Rainveil Rejuvenator in foil. That's probably going to go into a Kenrith Zerda companion deck that I've got. I do like adding cards with activated abilities that can grow, and it producing green mana actually fits in that deck really well, because I can use that green mana to put +1/+1 counters on that creature and then produce more mana. Oh. Another Dracogenesis. I actually bought a bundle where I opened yet another Dracogenesis, so this will be my 3rd one that I've opened. Not that I'm complaining. I think my luck with pulling mythic rares in this box has been particularly good, and in this set has been pretty good. Other than Dracogenesis, I don't seem to be pulling many other duplicate mythics, so I am definitely not complaining. Herd Heirloom, a really nice card. Again, a card that I don't expect to command high value, but I'm pretty happy with that. Something that serves as both acceleration, narrow acceleration, and also card draw. Sign me up. Nature's Rhythm, almost Green Sun Zenith with upside, with flashback. It's arguable, probably in certain decks that Harmonize acts as a better flashback. Corey still cutted that was the red artifact I was talking about before, something that may hold a high price in the long term, but I do think it's more holding a high price at this point only because it's seeing play in a few formats. It does seem like a powerful card, something that even may have a place in Commander, so I guess we'll see. Boop. Butterfingers. I've got a Balin the Haymaker deck that's in the works. A bit untested at the moment, but something that I'm trying to build for less than 50 USD. And a few token makers in this set will be going into that deck too. So again, things with a bit of versatility. Oh, Dragonback Assault. I think this will be the 2nd Dragonback Assault that I've opened so far. But I'm just a big fan of versatile cards in general. The green common for 1 and a green that destroys an artifact or destroys an enchantment or exiles a card in a graveyard and you draw a card. Lots of modal spells that I think just I'm again very happy to have multiple copies of in my collection. That way I can just add them into my budget decks as they come up. Another Zergo. I'm fairly certain I've opened a playset of Zergo at this point. Auroral Procession, really nice card. Pretty low pull rate it seems like. I've only pulled 1 per box at this point, I think. Really nice Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. Down to the last 2 boosters at this point. Still haven't opened the special guest, so hopefully I haven't. Oh, there it is. Verdant Catacombs. Pretty much at this point, I think whether or not a box is successful will often be based on whether or not the special guest is of high value or not, or obviously whether or not you pull an Ugin or Elspeth. But I think the value of the box is really helped obviously by opening one of the fetch lands. lucky last here. This Rice Village, really nice. Really nice way to end off the box. Well, thanks for joining me for another booster box opening. Hope it was enjoyable. Obviously some nice pulls. Really interested to hear what you guys think of this set. Otherwise, catch you guys next time.